There you go, guys. Today we're just going to do the install video on a PX like one Ford, like a Ranger 2000. So that'll be your head unit. It'll look like this. So you get all your buttons on here and that small little screen up the top. Should be 2011 to 2014, I believe the years are for the PX like one. You can see obviously head unit will look like that. This doesn't hook in to the CAN system up here, so the screen doesn't actually show anything related to the car or the aircon or anything, so that's fairly easy. It does have steering wheel controls, no reverse camera in this model, so that's about it. In the two-door model anyway, the sound actually is pretty good. So we'll just go through how you put the VD head unit into this model today. So we'll quickly cover what you get in the kit. Obviously you're going to get your main unit here in your fascia. See, it has the hazard and switch, because obviously that changes over a little bit. So that's obviously the main head unit here in the side fascia. So you got your main 20 pin plug over this side, auxiliary plugs here, FM antenna, like Wi-Fi, GPS. Then we go through what you get in your kit. You get like an OBD2 scan tool, so you can see like data from your engine ECU. Well, you can use the app Torque or Car Scanner EML. Trim removal tools to help pop the dash off. A reverse camera, 1080p colour one. Like sort of has like a multi-mount here, so you can mount that at the back where you want to. The cable to run the reverse camera. Your ease adapter harness kit, so you can plug it into your car's plugs easily. Wi-Fi antenna, buzzer. USB adapter cable if your car has a factory USB slot. Third USB port, this pink one goes into our auxiliary. This here can be used for our 4G modem or dash cam or other accessories. External microphone. Our two USB ports here, and external microphone port. This white plug here goes into the back of the head unit, auxiliary port. So this model here, you'll probably see it like dropping these out somewhere handy down by the passenger seat or out into the center console. Auxiliary plugs only needed if you're going to be using pre-outs for an aftermarket sub. Antenna adapter cable for the FM AM antenna. Again, USB retention cable if your car has a factory USB. This goes into the auxiliary, and this here is for your reverse camera, purple one, and if you're running like a secondary camera on the F-cam input. Auxiliary input, brown plug, not needed but handy to run an extra camera or like a microphone from the camera onto it, and your GPS. So that's what you get in the kit. So we're just going to take out the unit here. Now you can see this unit does actually have auxiliary down the bottom here and a factory USB. So what you want to do is this whole plastic bit here is going to come off. So you want to get your trim removal tool and just wedge it into the bottom, slightly skinnier at the start, so it's going to work a lot better than that one I was just using. Run it around the bottom there, and you can see that's popped off pretty easily. Then you just want to pull with your hands on either side here, and you'll see the whole unit's just going to actually pop out fairly easily. Again, with anything plastic, just like wiggle and pull gently all around. Sometimes it seems like it's not actually going anywhere, but that's just the best way to get things out. So I'll quickly show you behind here all the dust, but we're going to unplug those three plugs, and that's going to allow that front bit to come off. All these three plugs have got just a push bit on the top of them that you push and pull out. So we'll take those out now. So just those three plugs. That top grey one, that's push bit, is actually on the bottom, and the rest of them are okay. That's that main unit out. So That's the back of it there. 3 plugs you've taken out. Put that to the side. And through all the dust, this is what we're looking at. So now, next thing we want to take out here is we just want to remove 2 Phillips screws. 1, 2, and this main head deck will then pop out. And these 2 Phillips screws out. Like that. And this unit, give it a bit of a wiggle and a pull. We'll just pull out like that. And in the back here, we've just got 1 big plug that we're going to pull out. So that big plug comes out. And the FM antenna plug. Just a quick note there, I actually put a lot of pressure on this. So before you pull that main head unit out, just make sure this cable down here, there's it was like an FM cable, was actually tucked out behind here. So just make sure you check underneath that you pull it out before you give the head unit a good yank. So that's your fascia cable for your FM main antenna, and that's your main cable here too. Depending on what model you have, you might have a few more plugs going on, but our harness is going to cover everything anyway, so that's no dramas. So this little screen at the top has 2 Phillips screws here and here. Take out both of those. This latch here, you just need to push in this button here and then slide that down. And then what happens is that slides down and pops out, and you're left with something that looks like that. That's all good, and what we can do is we can just, this is locked in with a few little locks. You can just pull it out, pull this cable back out and down here. Now we're going to grab our ease adapter kit. We just want to plug it in to ensure so like the head unit powers up. So it's got a canvas box in it in case your car is sync. This is the base model. It doesn't have anything going on. So what you want to do is find the plugs on the car side. So these 3 were from at the bottom. We don't have to worry about those. The 3 plugs down here were from at the bottom. All we need to worry about is our main big plug here, plugged into there. On this model here, we can actually even leave our CAN bus unplugged, but plug it in as it is, and that'll ensure everything is hooked up correctly. A lot of them you can see there's these extra cables here you're not going to be using, which is fine. Now we're just going to do a quick test. Grab the unit and make sure everything's going to work okay. So that's basically just powering on the unit, checking steering wheel controls work, checking you have sound, checking if you have a reverse camera that the reverse camera works. So we'll plug the FM radio adapter in because we need that. You see on the back of this unit, we won't plug it in yet, but that will be for our hazards and our lock light. So grab a 20-pin plug, put the 20-pin plug into this plug. Sorry, just bumped the camera, but then put the FM antenna one into the antenna plug. And basically, we're just going to drop it all back in and make sure it's all okay and we have sound and stuff coming through. So it's just sat in there now. Turn it on. So you can see when I hit the steering wheel controls now, nothing's happening on the top screen, which is fine because the top screen is basically redundant now. Oh, I didn't put the antenna. We got sound coming through. Steering wheel controls are not working, but to quickly check that, let's go into settings. Go into apps. Scroll across to wheel key study. Press a button. See if it comes up. And when it doesn't come up, we know we have an issue. Alright, so we've put our got the footy on here. So we hooked up the main plug. We took out the plug from the back of the top screen, plugged that in as well, and you can see we have our steering controls working, radio's working, That's what we want to check. The only other thing you check, this car does not have it. But if you had a reverse camera, you'd check that the reverse camera was working. So you can see this model. So at the start I said it wasn't hooked into the CAN. It is clearly hooked into the CAN system, because you can see obviously it's telling you if your car's open or not and whatnot. So that's all good. Tested that to work, got your volume working, and now we can carry on and go and put the rest of the unit in. So now we've got our two units here, got the factory unit and the VDA unit. I'm just going to cover what has to come off this one. So obviously these are the torque head screws. Take out the aircon, that's going to slot into here. Fairly easy, straight, match from match. That's our little pin here that was on this one here that controls our hazards and our lock switch. Then you've also just got these clips, all these grey clips around here. So you just need to get a screwdriver in either side of these and pop these off, and you can transfer those onto the clips around this frame. And that's all that has to be swapped over between these two frames. So again, these clips, if you just get a flat head over one side and pop them out, you see you pop them out like that, and they'll just clip onto the VDA frame. Easy as that. Alright, now I'll quickly go and cover all these other wires and where we need to put them. You got this. This one here has had a tray back put on it, so there's no reverse sensors on it. But you'll see you have a reverse buzzer here. So if you have reverse sensors, the beep 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 noise that you hear. This one's had it taken off, but if your car does have it on, you do have reverse beepers. You're going to need the siren. So that has a 2-pin plug, fairly straightforward. Just going to plug straight into there. Sorry, up the right way. And that there has a sticker on the back, so just stick that somewhere in there, and that's going to be your buzzers for reverse. Not applicable on this model, so it's alright. We'll go our brown plug. This is for our auxiliary. So this car does have an auxiliary port under here, so you can retain this. So red to red, white to white. This brown one will plug into the auxiliaries on the back of our head unit. Wi-Fi antenna. This one just extends the Wi-Fi range. Not a big deal here, it's just in case we're future-proofing our unit. We'll screw it on the back of the head unit and leave it floating around. Our 2 USB cable and a mic cable. External mic, up to you if you use it or not, but it comes with one in the kit. Plugs into here, give it a good push. That's it all sealed up. You can run that somewhere where you want. The internal mic's is actually gonna be about there, so it's actually not that far away from you. You wouldn't really get this any closer to you, but you can test both before you actually put them back in and see which one you prefer. Probably not going to need it. I would say you won't need it. So this does have 2 USBs on it also. So this factory USB down here, if you pull out the switch behind it, you can see it's just a standard USB port. So all you need to do to retain that is take the one on here that says CarPlay and Android Auto, and you're just going to replace it where this one was plugged in, hopefully. So it had its solid bit on the bottom. Alright, our one didn't actually fit into there, so in a future version of these kits we'll hopefully get an adapter for that, and what will happen is you'll just not worry so much about this side, but on the back in here where this plug is, you'll be plugging our cable into. So for now, these two USBs, we normally suggest running one out, so you can like probably tuck it out the bottom here somewhere and leave it tucked down the bottom, just like sticking out behind the plastic. You can get through under here for now. Then hopefully we'll be able to get that fascia one working in the future. So hopefully if you get this kit in the future, you'll have that in there. This is our third USB. This will just go in the back of the head unit and the auxiliary ports and can stay floating loose. Good place to plug in our 4G modem or the dash cam. GPS here, this will screw into the back of the head unit and just mount this so it has a clear view of the sky. So probably up under here would be the best place. So just like peel the 3M, just peel like the stick pad off the back and stick it up under there, and this other end will plug into the GPS on it. So that covers all our plugs really. Now if you don't have a factory reverse camera, which none of these, looking at this harness here, none of these models do, so you'll be installing our aftermarket one. So basically at this end of the head unit you are going to get these two cables. You're going to run this from the back to the front. So this cable here is going to plug into this grey 6-pin cable. It's going to plug into the purple one. It's going to give us our video feed. This green one is our reverse trigger. So this needs to be joined into the orange and black one coming out of here. So to see if you have to do this, depending what a car you have, other than model, if you put your car into reverse when the head unit's on, when we did that test before, I tried it and like it didn't change screen. But if it goes to a screen that's black that says like no signal, then it's picking up the reverse import from the CAN bus. Cool, which is good. That saves us doing this. If it isn't, just need to chop this orange and black wire here that's on the main 20-pin harness. Chop the orange and black wire and connect the green one to it. We provide these here in our reverse cam kits that allow you to pretty easily connect two wires together. They're just a little crimping one, so obviously if I open it up, the wire pops in the back there. Alright. There you go. I open it up, tuck the wire in there, close it and push it down, and then the other one's just a matching one, so you can join two wires together. So just make sure you put them on the right side, obviously. So that'll allow you to join the orange and black wires, the green wire to the orange and black wire, which will give you a reverse signal. So that's all your wires there. So basically the next step we want to do is we want to do the reverse camera, and then so we can hook everything up and I'll make sure the reverse camera is working before we put it. So this is the reverse camera the unit's going to come with. You can mount it wherever you want. It just has to mount with the bracket up, so you get a full range of movements here. You got multi mounting holes. It comes with 2 screws, and you tighten these 2 silver ones to lock it into place. So it's even fine just mounting it right down by the trailer plug if you have a trailer plug. Then here you're going to have your DC power and your video feed. So that's basically what you have on your extension cable here. So this is going to plug into here, and this red has to go to power to reverse lights, and the black goes to negative from reverse lights or chassis ground. So if you have a trailer plug, fairly easy, just to get it from the trailer plug, or it's also easy on these cars to get it from the reverse lights, because this is a tray back, as you can see, so all of the wires are out and like open for us, which makes it easy. And what I was talking about before, you can even put the camera just down in there, so what that allows you to see is see straight backwards, and also see like a tow ball there, so you can like back onto things easily. Again, obviously, or you could mount it up here. It just depends where you want to put it. You can choose. So these ones, we include this in the kit here. So all you have to do with one of these is ensure the wire is stripped, tuck the wire in all the way, and then close it up. So now we have our positive here, and our positive can go out to 2 feeds. So you could just chop your reverse light power wire and put one into there and the other one into that side, and that way you'll be splitting the power onto this as well. You can just tape this up obviously with electrical tape to make it waterproof, and that'll be all done. Fairly easy way to put these in, or you can use whatever connector you prefer. We just provide these in the kit because they're quick and easy and a painless way to do it. So again, you could do either negative as well, or hook that straight to chassis earth, just whatever you prefer. It is tidy, you can put them all in this one here, because obviously you can have on the blue side here, you could have like the earth, up to you. Then this cable here, this one just has to end up behind the head unit, so you can just take it along where the other cables go, which is pretty much always above the chassis rail there, and go all the way back through, and then find a grommet to come through. So you can see there's a grommet up the back here that's come through, and there's also be grommets underneath the car. Now I just want to put the unit back in, so obviously, hopefully you can see okay here. All your cables are going to go in the back here. So this is your reverse camera one, goes into your auxiliary. These can only fit into where they can fit into, but a smaller one could go in one that's too big, so make sure the pins match up. And then they have like a locating lug on them. Your USB is an external microphone. You can tuck those out of the way as well. We have our third USB, little 4-pin one, goes in up there. Wi-Fi, screws on a Wi-Fi, says Wi-Fi above it here, so it's fairly easy. That just can stay floating around wherever. At the very end we'll tidy up the wires a bit, we'll tape them up a bit, but you don't want to tape them up too tight because you want to leave them enough so they can sort of drop down behind it. GPS, obviously we've stuck that up the top underneath there. And that's basically all your cables apart from your brown auxiliary here, which goes into there. So obviously you want to have your 2 USBs coming out somewhere handy if you want. This third one can run your dash cam or whatever, your GPS mounted. Then you just want to go through and hook up those extra plugs that were down at the bottom here. Oh. Then we'll go through and plug our plugs in. So our one with our lights and hazards on it here is this little one here. That plugs in. Oops, up the right way if you can. That's in, and then don't forget your 2 that went in the bottom. You got your main 20-pin one, which we'll put in a second. We've got our aircon 2 switches. Not too worried. That aircon one is quite tight by the time it comes in, so we'll do that last. I'm not too worried about everything being super tidy here. What we're just trying to do is get it all back in and make sure everything works as it should, and then we can carry on. So what basically happens when you do put it back in is all these wires, that's where you don't want to take them too tight, as they go in and they drop down behind. And that should allow us enough room to get that aircon big white plug in, which is what we wanted. Now that's all good. So just wanted to do that so it can sit out of the way there, so we can turn the car on and make sure everything's working. Obviously that's green, I see that floating around, but that's no longer used. So we'll power the car up. So with your aftermarket reverse camera, you have this green trigger wire here. But because this car is using the CAN system, once it's just in and like hooked up and resting there, put your car in reverse. This is a manual, and just see if it changes screen. If it does change screen, all good. It's picking up the reverse trigger from the CAN module, so that's all good. So if that's the case, this green trigger wire don't worry about. You just need to put the yellow RCA to the purple RCA that's called CAM in. Make sure the head unit powers on, which it has. Make sure your obviously lock and hazard buttons are working, aircon's all working. That's good. Aircon's working, lock hazards. Then obviously steering wheel controls. That we've got sound. I actually forgot to put the radio plug in, hence why you do these checks. Put the radio plug in. Make sure that's all good. And then obviously we didn't do it here, but that was the reverse camera I was talking about earlier. So green, because I haven't put the reverse camera in this one, green goes to the orange and black, and yellow to the video in. And then we would put the car in reverse and do our okay. So no need to hook the reverse trigger up on any of these models, I don't think. So this green wire here, do not worry about hooking it up. So as long as when you put the vehicle in reverse, this black screen comes up, that's all good, because if this yellow RCA was in, we'd have the reverse camera showing now. So that's fine. It's picking up the reverse trigger feed from the CAN system of the car. So that's all good, everything's all in. Now we just tidy up our cables and we push the unit back in. So once you've taped all those cables up, go around and give the unit a good push all the way round, and you hear all the units go clip. And that is your head unit installed in your PX1 Ranger. So obviously vast improvement over at the new one. Top ends up just being a little sort of storage area up here. A reverse, you would have your aftermarket reverse camera, and your radio will work. You got like a wireless CarPlay and Android Auto here, so all the good stuff.